barely surviving, and the only way you cope with it was to, a couple of bottles of wine, drink it away, and try to numb the pain.
And just like treading water. We'd make the payments each month, but then we'd use the card again to be able to, survive the next month. Yeah, there's no need to feel ashamed. The best of us get into these situations, and sometimes no fault of our own. I suppose like the situation that we're in now, and our well-being and our state of mind is so much better. I wasn't sleeping because I was always worried about all of this stuff. So I just think that we're happier and healthier because of it.
We were fighting a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just it's admitting that you have a problem, right? That's the big thing.
That's half the...
Just admit that there's something there and that you need to do something, and you can't do it alone. Yeah, and because we faced it and admitted it and talked to someone else what we were doing, what was going on, and then having that person say, that's okay, we understand where we are and we can help. I feel so much lighter. It's this burden that I can just know exactly what I need to pay each month. It's simple, easy to manage, and I can see it working. It's getting ahead.
And also just being able to look toward the future. I had got to the point where I had given up on the idea of being able to have our own house one day, and that we would be renting forever. And that's quite upsetting. Paying off, it's one thing to pay off someone else's mortgage, but it's another thing to not be able to leave anything for your children. So just the fact that now we can pay off this debt and then start making plans to save for a deposit and buy our own house. I think that our communication's a lot better now. I think that if there is things bothering us, that we talk about it a bit more and talk about our finances together a bit more. I think that I had been avoiding it a lot, so just wouldn't talk about it with Andy and just trust that he's taking care of it all.
I didn't want to talk about it. Just didn't want to talk about it. Didn't want to say we're in trouble. That was the thing. I didn't want to admit that, we had got ourselves, or I, because I was managing the finances, had dug ourselves a hole that we couldn't get out of.
If you're thinking about working with Kitty, just do it. Don't waste time, just get and do it. I think we stalled. I think working in banking, and as Andy said, we've worked with debt agencies before, and I know what these debt agencies are like, that I was like, no, we're not even going to talk to her about it. So we waited for a long time before we spoke to her, and it was too long. We could have had this sort of in the bag, maybe 6 to 12 months before we actually did, and that's 6 to 12 months that we were paying interest and paying these much higher repayments. So don't waste time, do it today.
Yeah, and trust that they've got your best interest. They're not there to judge. They're not there to judge. That was what was holding me back. I felt I was being judged, and that is the exact opposite. Getting it all out and as I said, admitting that you have this problem and know that you're in safe hands.